matters. Item K is oral communications, giving anyone in our audience the opportunity to address the Newark City Council on items that have not appeared on tonight's agenda. If you have such an item, you may bring it to our attention by proceeding to our podium and giving us your name and address for the tape recorder.
My name is Dean Lewis, 36102 Spruce Street, Newark, California. I'm here tonight again to encourage the voters to vote on November 3rd, and I'm encouraging them to vote no on Measure L. It's a utility tax on those utilities that we all use every day. We use gas, electricity, cell phones, regular phones, cable TV. This tax will grow over time. PG&E is going to get a 6.5% increase in a year. I just saw the other day the basic phone rates are increasing by 22% next year. This matter first came before the council. I was a little disappointed in the council because at the first time it came through it had a 20-year term on it, and none of you questioned the term, but some of you questioned the amount of 3.9% and said that you thought maybe it should have been higher. And 20 years is a long time, and none of you questioned it. Until a few years ago, these utility taxes were passed by city councils without any input from the citizens. And the law was changed to require a vote of the citizens to pass these taxes. The cities that currently have these taxes find that they become so entrenched in their budget that it's almost impossible to get rid of them in the from being out there. So if citizens of Newark vote for this tax, I think they should be prepared to go to the polls again in 6 years and vote again, because you'll be back asking for an extension because it will be incorporated into your budget by that time. I also wanted to note that the residents of Fremont have twice been asked to approve a utility tax, and both times they said no. Measure B and a Measure L over there. And Fremont does not have a utility tax and is not cutting their vital city services. And as noted in the earlier City Council agenda, item F3, it looks like you're going to be getting back all the money that the state was borrowing from you. So you're going to be made whole on that. Above all, I'd like to encourage Newark citizens to read their voter pamphlet. You'll find a website and an email in the argument against the tax. If you go to look at the website, you'll find lots of links and documentation of our concerns as why this tax isn't needed. I encourage you to vote no, but most of all, I want everyone to go to the polls. This is an important item for the city of Newark, and we need as many citizens voting, expressing their opinion on it as we can do. Okay, so just November 3rd, please go out and vote. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, while you're there,
yes.
As you know, we have a $3.5 million budget balancing problem this fiscal year. And if Measure L does not pass, we're going to be sitting here in January making $3.5 million in cuts. In fact, if it does pass, we'll be sitting here making $1 million in cuts. Now, I assume, because I asked you before and you had no answer, and I'm assuming because you've had a lot of time to think about this, what's your solution to that $3.5 million problem?
Well, I looked at the city budgets that you have online, and I looked at from 2002 through 2006, and there was a $32 million surplus between expenses and income, and I would think $32 million, some of that could be used to cover your budget problem.
Mr. Lewis, that's absolutely untruthful, and you know that.
It's on, I went to the website.
It is not, and you don't know how to read a financial statement, sir, because that $32 million is absolutely untrue. And I believe you are Stuart Dean Lewis, who signed the argument to vote no on the utility user tax, and in that argument you actually said in 2005, and I quote, I'm reading from it, we had a surplus of $35 million.
Right, that was taken directly from a report that Pete Stark put out to the citizens of Newark. He says in there that Newark had a $35 million.
That is absolutely untrue, Mr. Lewis. Lewis, and if you wanted, we haven't had a surplus in our budget for what, Mr. Becker, 5 years?
5 years.
So, you know, you're putting out misinformation, and if you're going to be...
From Mr. Stark.
Don't blame Mr. Stark. You're the one, he didn't sign this ballot statement, Mr. Lewis. You signed it, and I'm holding you accountable for an absolute untruth to the citizens of Newark, sir.
Well,
This is absolutely untrue.
Then-
So don't blame somebody else. You signed it. It's up to you to check your facts. And while we're at it, let's look at another set of items in here. You say, the city claims they need a UUT to fund programs. They, I'm assuming by they you mean the city, haven't told you many programs are receiving federal stimulus monies. And then you list $700,000 for anti-drug programs, $600,000 for at-risk kids and after-school programs, and $1.8 million for programs like Head Start. Those three things total $3.1 million. And then you mentioned $900,000 for paving our streets. Now, we got the $900,000 for paving our streets, and we've already paved them and spent that money. Now, I want you to tell me where that other $3.1 million is, because we have not seen that. Have we seen $3.1 million in federal stimulus monies for anti-drug, at-risk kids, after school and Head Start in the city of Newark? Has that come through us? No. So you tell me where that is, because you signed your name to this document and you said that we have that money, sir. So where is it?
It was in the reports that came out of Washington, D.C., that this money was coming to Newark.
What in the world are you reading, and what? If you're going to put something like this in a ballot statement, why wouldn't you call us and check the facts? This is absolutely untrue, Mr. Lewis.
On the website to every one of those questions you're asking me of where I got the data.
So just because you read something on somebody's website, you believe it?
It was your
And we're supposed to believe you?
Websites. It wasn't just somebody's website.
Whose website? Tell me whose website it was, please.
At this point, because it's
Of course, because you made this
I
up.
didn't make any of it up.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Well, then you prove to me where that $3.1 million is, sir, because you have put in a voter pamphlet and signed your name to the voters of the city of Newark that we have $3.1 million that we don't have, and that's absolutely untrue. Don't you agree?
It's in the reports that I have on the
Do you?
website.
Do we have? Let me ask you
I
another
didn't
way.
bring those with me.
Do we have that $3.1 million you say we have?
I don't know if you have it.
Why didn't you ask?
It was granted to you.
It was not. It
It
was not, and I defy you to show me where something says that that money was given to the city of Newark. That's absolutely untrue, and what you've done is unconscionable.
If you want to follow me to a computer, I can take you to the website, and I can take you to the link that shows where it states that that's what you were receiving. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
I did not bring that data.
You should be sorry, sir, because you have told the voters of the city of Newark a lie. It's a lie.
I don't believe it is.
Well, then, I just asked them, have we received that? We haven't received that money. I had a conversation with Vice President Biden 2 weeks ago, and we went over our stimulus package. You have misinformed the voters of the city of Newark, Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
I don't believe so, but...
Mr. Lewis, shame on you. You've told an outright lie to the voters of the city of Newark. We don't have that money, and you said that we do. Shame on you. You may be seated.
Everybody should get out and vote, please.
Yes, they should, but they shouldn't believe what they read in your no utility user tax statement, that's for sure. Mercy sakes. Anyone else under